There's a lot of great stuff, great material. That song makes me physically ill anymore. I mean, I literally, as soon as I hear that plunky ass guitar, I can't do it.
Welcome to Music Musing. Every once in a while, my brother George and I would have these conversations about music. Music is our passion, and it's a huge part of our lives, and we decided to share those conversations with you. So if you love music, sit back and enjoy this podcast. Welcome back to Music Musing. Got my brother on the line.
How we doing?
Good. 50 is behind us, moving forward, heading towards the big 100.
Yep. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, well, I think it was downhill when we started, but
wow. It's debatable.
Hopefully everybody enjoyed the 50th episode. Everybody I've talked to really loved it and really enjoyed the insight that they have in music. And, you know, we even got asked by Pete Pardo of seaoftranquility.org to come on and kind of elaborate on the top ones. It's on his YouTube channel, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed sitting with him and listening to his stories too.
Absolutely. No, it was definitely cool. Yeah, you can check out, he's got a YouTube channel, Sea of Tranquility. Check it out. Craig and I have guested a couple of times on Pete Pardo's Sea of Tranquility YouTube channel there. There's a couple, probably half a dozen episodes maybe.
Yeah. Well, and he's been on ours too. We've done rants and the what ifs. I think the what ifs I've been carrying over into our list anyways.
Right.
But so today we're gonna talk about a fun subject. And honestly, this is my wife's doing. She actually suggested this, so this is I'll give props to her on this. But she basically said, "Why don't you guys do an episode on the songs you have to turn off?" I'm like, we kind of talk about that on a regular basis. She's like, no, the ones that you really literally have to reach down and turn the radio off because you just can't listen to it anymore. She's like, not the ones you don't like, because for me, it's a little bit different. There's probably going to be a lot less on my list than yours, but there's very few songs where I really have to reach down. And some of them aren't rock songs. Some of them are pop songs. Some of them are, but...
Now, this is all strictly off the top of my head. This was, I don't want to say last minute, but I purposely I had a few hours, but purposely didn't prep because I've got probably enough off the top of my head to make a podcast.
I didn't doubt that. I mean, when I suggested it, I think you kind of come up with that anyways.
Oh yeah.
So I think, so let me start this off by saying that I actually popped on a movie today, and man, I'm gonna have to grab my phone and actually look at it. I was on Netflix, and there was a Netflix original movie. I think it was a Netflix original movie, but it's Mark Wahlberg, and he's getting up there in age. So, seeing movies with him in it, okay, whatever. It's actually called Spencer Confidential. It is a Netflix film, and the movie starts out with him trying to put bad cops away. I don't want to give much of the movie away, but when he does this, they basically put him on trial and they send him to prison. And the whole scene of him talking about what in court, and then they show him, going through the process of getting checked in and stuff. They actually did to It's Been Such a Long Time by Boston.
Oh yeah.
But that, like, the intro, but they cut the intro up and like spliced pieces of it together, and you would have lost your mind.
Oh,
you really would have lost your mind.
Yeah, when they start butchering stuff like that, yeah, that's not even.
Well, and that kind of leads into to one of my things is there's definitely some songs that I'll tell you right now that that are going to be on my list, and we'll get to them, but it almost annoys me more. And you mentioned this actually in R50. That when they cut songs up, when they
edit them,
when they take like
or censor them,
but even like, You Really Got Me by Van Halen. Can you play that song without Eruption at the beginning of it? I mean,
well, Eruption is not necessarily radio friendly. I mean, Eruption's kind of,
but it's not actually part of the song. It is its own track on the CD record, whatever you want to call it, but it does bleed into You Really Got Me. So
right. I'll kind of half start because I will listen to the entire We Will Rock You because I think it's still an amazing anthem. And the guitar solo in that song is really just epically crystal clear. Brian May's guitar, the tone of his guitar in that song still holds water, and I will immediately turn it off when that part of it ends and they go to switch to We Are the Champions.
Oh my gosh, seriously, this is exactly where I was going to go with my first one too.
Oh well, I mean, I thought I'd start with like a half breed, I guess. Is that if that term is legit?
Well, it's okay if it's in this situation, we'll leave it at that. But for me, it's Heartbreaker by Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah.
The same story though. It's like, man, I really like that song, but I know I probably can't get to the radio quick enough before that other song starts, and it immediately races Heartbreaker for me. Like, yeah. I love Heartbreaker the song, but as soon as that like first note comes out of, is it She's Just a Woman or Livin' Lovin', whatever it is,
yeah.
Man, it's gone. I lose the whole first song, and that's the way I feel about We Will Rock You too. Is the same thing.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, We Will Rock You is kind of like it's ingrained in every even sports fanatics. It doesn't matter where you are or what you do, or if you've been to us. We went over this in anthems, but it's so degrading. Journey has one too, but I actually like both songs. Feeling That Way and Anytime, they usually play
yeah, they do, don't they?
Back to back, but I like
those are like full songs though.
Yeah, I know, but I like Feeling That Way a lot better than Anytime. But anyway, it's for some reason the double hits they're kind of anomalies, but Queen has always been I was going to start with that I really love the first part of it, but We Are the Champions, I can't stand it.
No, I can't either.
Immediately turn it off.
I can't stand Livin' Lovin' either. I'm not a big fan of that song at all. It's like a pop song. I mean, that's what it feels like to me. So yeah. I'm right there with you on that one. I'm glad I wasn't the only one. I really thought that I was going to be like totally unique in this and saying I hate this because of this, and you're like right out of the gate.
No, it's again. I thought I'd start with the one that are kind of soften the blow, maybe.
No, I don't. Well, I mean, I could probably name 5 of the songs off your list right off the top of my head. In fact, we should just make it a game, and I'll just name 5 and see if I can knock 5 of them off your list.
Well, you probably know one of the top ones anyway. I don't know.
Well, let's do this. Let me tell a story first about the one song. So again, I'm a little bit different than you on this because I will literally let anything play.
Right.
But to a point, there's occasionally I'll get halfway through a song and not like it. But there are songs that I'm going to talk about that I if I'm thinking about it and I'm into the music, I will turn it off because I really don't want to hear that song. But I will tell you that when I was probably mid-20s, maybe even mid-20s, I was working for Blimpie Sub Shops. And you and I worked for Blimpies for a while. We worked with Randy Celine was the manager, and for a while he was actually going and opening up brand new stores, and I was kind of a floating manager and following him along and training people as well. And we opened a store in, I think it was Newport Richey, Florida.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of nowhere. They opened a gas station and it had a Blimpies in it. So we had to go, train new people, hire new people and train new people. And since I was the swing manager, I got to start the new store by going in at 4:00 in the morning and opening up the store and baking the bread and everything for the first couple months till everybody got used to it. So I basically went in and trained everybody. But the drive from our house in Land Lakes, Florida to Newport Richey, Florida was literally dark. There was no street lights. There was nothing out there. I mean, empty, state roads that you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it was probably 45 minutes to an hour trip over to where it was.
Yeah.
Pitch dark. And when I would pull in and park my car, it was like daylight in the middle of nowhere. They had these huge floodlights on at the gas pumps. I mean, and it was loud. The music was on and it was loud. And because it was on a rotation, when I got there, it was somewhere either at the start or the middle of this particular song. And it gave me the most nauseating feeling every time I hear this song afterwards. Every single time it comes on, it is the only song that I will reach down and turn off without even if I'm totally in a daze and I have no idea where I am and I've been driving for 6 hours and it's dark and
I've never heard this.
I didn't figure. That's what I was telling.
Yeah.
So it's a one-hit wonder. It was a song that unfortunately was playing every single morning I got there and blaring. And I'm talking like it almost hurt my ears to get out. The song is Roll to Me by Del Amitri.
I don't even know if I've ever even heard the song.
I figured
ring a bell.
If I play the song, you will have heard it.
Oh,
I guarantee you will have heard it.
But.
And listeners, just go look it up. I'll spell it. It's Del, Del, Amitri, Amitri, and it's Roll to Me. And I honestly, it will.
I'm sensing some hostility.
Ooh boy, it's just one of those times in life that, man, something stuck, and it's stuck for a really bad reason, and it will not let go. So
that's pretty intense. No, I don't even know if I've ever even heard the song, let alone that story about that song. That's pretty.
When you hear it, you'll know it, and it probably never gives anyone else in the entire. It's a very upbeat and poppy song. It probably gives no one else the same feeling in the world but me at this point. So.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of people that hate things for different reasons or dislike things for different reasons. But
speaking of, let me just guess. Sweet Home Alabama.
That's yeah.
Paradise City.
Well, I mean,
or just say yes or no if it's on your list.
No. Well,
okay.
No.
Okay. Don't Stop Believing.
Yes.
Hold on. Two more. I guess two more. It is. It is Time of My Life by.
Yes.
Green Day.
That's probably a tie for first with Sweet Home Alabama.
And one more. What could we throw out there? The little stick. It can't be there. Is there even an AC/DC song on your list? How about Pour Some Sugar on Me?
No.
Okay. I was 3 for 5. I'm good with 3 for 5.
No. Yeah. I mean, you pick one. I mean, I've never been a huge Lynyrd Skynyrd fan. I mean, I've never been a huge Southern rock fan. If we're going to that down those roads or whatever. I mean, 38 Specials and so on, Molly Hatchets, are in moderation. I don't mind them. Lynyrd Skynyrd never did anything for me, and it's nothing personal. It's just one of those things that didn't click. I've heard. Well, and they have some great songs. Give Me 3 Steps is awesome. Give Me Back My Bullets is a great song. I mean, they got some good tunes. It's just that song. And I think we've been over this ad nauseum too, is radio play.
Well, but I think that plays into it. And we'll get into this conversation in a minute. I just kind of wanted to hear a couple of your songs, but that's, I don't think it has anything other to do with than radio play.
No, I really hate the song.
Well,
I mean, and they play it way too much. I think that it like amplifies it for me.
But a simple man don't need kneel around anymore.
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, Simple Man is like
I know,
but it's bread and butter. I'm talking about the band itself. There's a lot of great stuff. Great material. That song makes me physically ill anymore. I mean, I literally, as soon as I hear that plunky ass guitar, I can't do it.
I find it so hilarious that everybody yells Freebird, but they always play Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah,
on the radio and for real.
Freebird, for me, I know how you guys are, you and other people are about Freebird. I don't have the patience for 7 or 8 minute songs anymore.
Exactly. That's actually a song on my list. As much as I'm a Leonard Skinner fan, I will turn that song off.
Yeah, I just, but Sweet Home Alabama, I can't anymore. I mean, I truly can't anymore. But yeah, your Green Day, Time of Your Life. God is my witness. If I ever hear that song again, it's too many times.
So is it Green Day or is it just that song?
That song,
Okay.
and I think probably 60 to 65% of my reasoning is radio play, because I'm a lot of times, well, in the past decade, not so much here lately. I mean, with Pandora's and Spotify's and whatever taking over. I mean, I was trapped by radio. I mean, like at work, I have a work truck that has like, an AM FM radio in it, still to this minute. And I think that's a big part of it, but I don't know why a lot of these uber popular songs, that I don't like. I mean, that's my big, the thorn in my brain. Who likes this song that much that they have to play it in heavy rotation 10, 20, 30, 40 years after, it's been out? I mean, there's no possible way you can't mix in something else, by a band that's, I mean, going back to Leonard Skinner, that has a 50-year career. Dude, stop playing Sweet Home Alabama. Play something else. You know what I mean?
That was a question I was actually going to ask. Is this a case? Are any of the songs on your list? Now I know you've got kind of a list. Are any of the songs on your list something that just needs time between it, or is it an automatic? Like for me, I'll give you an example of one of my songs. Now I lost. Oh, Roxanne by The Police. I turned that song off immediately. I don't care if it's been 3 months, 3 days, or 3 years since I've heard that song. I just can't deal with that song anymore. Just really? It bothers me.
That's like a top 5 all time for me, by the way.
I know. That's why I threw it.
I mean,
I knew I knew that we would be slightly different on what we do and don't turn off.
Sure.
But I'm just curious if time makes the difference. Like I can't. There's times where I can listen to Sweet Home Alabama. There's times where I am in the same boat you are. I will reach down and turn it off as soon as I hear the first note because I'm like, no, just not. But if I go 6 months without hearing that song, which is hard to do,
right.
I'll be able to leave it on once and listen to it and listen through it and go, yeah, okay, I'm done. But are there any songs like that for you that on your list that if you let them go for like 6 months or a year, would you be able to listen to it at all? Or
I don't know. I think I'm more of a, when I'm done, I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, seriously. Like, I mean, even if it's been a gap or whatever, it's been a while. Fleetwood Mac's, kind of the closest, like that. Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow. It'd been a while since I heard it, but that song drives me bananas. And like now when I mean, it'd been a while and it's like, it's not so bad. But then I listened to it again. It's like, no, that song really sucks. So I get this, I mean, and then it turns into, it doesn't matter if it's been, like you said, 3 weeks, 3 minutes, or 3 years. It's got to go. And if he listens to this podcast, forgive me, Pete Pardo, but Journey's Don't Stop Believing, it's instantaneously when the piano starts, I can't do it anymore. So it's almost like a cliche. Oh, when somebody says, just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit, I can't do it anymore. I mean, again, if I went 10 years and hadn't heard it, no, still no.
So it's like a can of soda for you. You open it, you drink it fast, and you don't. It's gone. The can's empty, and you're not going back and putting anything in it. For me, it's like a cup. Like if it's full, I'll drink it, and then when it's empty, I'll maybe wait to put something back into it till later, but I'll still drink out of it.
Yeah, no, I think, that's I guess that's
close as I can get.
An odd flex, but yeah, no, that's probably as close as you could put it. Yeah, I mean, once I'm out, it's hard for me even. I was like, no, I'll try it again, and it makes it worse because I've made my decision to think.
If you tried to pour new Coke into an old Coke can, it probably wouldn't go very well.
Yeah, that's probably about as
Well, so I would also say that for me, the time difference, the time between the two, also make a difference to me. As in, for "Don't Stop Believin'," I'm one of those rare people that actually doesn't mind listening to that song. But the time frame between that song is about 3 months for me. The time frame for a song like "Bad to the Bone," okay? I still can't. That song drives. It feels like somebody from the 50s trying to make rock from the 70s. But if a couple years go by on that song, I'll listen to it. It's fine. If it's 3 or 6 months or a year, man, we're turning that song off quickly.
There again, I think they got like this cliched thing, and George Thorogood or the Destroyers have a pretty decent catalog. They made some good tunes.
Dude, nobody covers one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer better than him. Nobody.
That is one of the greatest covers ever.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would put it in top 10. I would certainly put it in top 10
because that type of storytelling. That's not really a song. That's a story. It's like Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's that's a story.
Exactly.
It's not really a song. It's set to music, but it's more of a story. And but no, there are songs like that. But yeah, "Bad to the Bone" doesn't really. It's more of a I think of, dad movies, trying to campy. Dad jokes. It's almost like cliche. The song's almost cliched now,
It's almost as bad as "Don't Stop Believin'" at this point.
Yeah. It's almost, to me, but "Bad to the Bone," it's got a really valid guitar riff in it.
Most of the time I don't make it that far, but yeah.
Yeah, but lyrically it's a joke. But the guitar work in "Bad to the Bone" is actually pretty. I think it's pretty good, but I don't turn that one off immediately. But
so back to the original question then: are there songs on your list that, if given enough time, you'll let play? Obviously not "Time of Our Life," that's never going to be on a radio near you.
No.
But are any of the ones on your list like a time frame number? Like, can you put a year between it?
Yeah, Guns N' Roses, "Paradise City." You mentioned "Paradise City."
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I said it's not on my list. That would fall into that, because it would fall into that category.
Oh, I could see that then.
They play it. 98 Rock or my contemporary rock station still plays them a lot. Still plays that song a lot in heavy rotation.
Yes. And again, I would actually probably say the same answer for me, but a much shorter time. I can't listen to that song. For me, has so much energy and so much pump that I really can't take it much more than about once every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, no, it's bananas. That song, when that hit, that was way different. To me, it's the monotony of the chorus.
We're back to radio.
Well, yeah, no. The song itself.
Oh, right.
Lyrically, there's about, I think, 14 words in it.
That's true.
I mean, he just keeps repeating it and repeating it and repeating it, you know.
That's why I think, as much as I love that song, I think Rocket Queen's a better song on that album. So.
They're just about any of them are better. I like a lot of songs off that album, individually in small doses. After that, I mean, Guns N' Roses kind of became a cliche. I mean, because of Axl Rose, and that was a big turnoff for me when frontmen or when bands, you know, throw beer bottles into the crowd and walk off stage, and they burnt, you know, when it was touring with Metallica and they walked off or didn't bother going out, you know, James caught on fire and we're not even going on, you know, and, you know, they basically trashed that. I think it was Toronto or something. They basically trashed the arena because Guns N' Roses wouldn't even go on, you know, and
right.
No, but I mean I don't know. It's weird for me. Music has like a life of its own with me. Like, if bands rub me the wrong way, if certain members of a band rub me the wrong way or whatever, I think that's that plays into my taste of them. At times, like
U2.
Yeah, I think U2 is an incredibly talented band with way too much political influence. You know what I mean? Like, just, we get it. Okay. You know, next, just.
Well, I understand not liking the band, but do any of their songs fit on your list?
Because
I could turn off With or Without You pretty much anytime it comes on.
Where the Streets Have No Name. Yeah. I mean,
see, I like that song though. Yeah, well, I mean, that's why we have separate lists. I get it.
But, lyric, I know, you know, you're big instrument guitar guy. I've always, you know, lyrics and writing and vocal performance are big for me too.
Yeah.
And One by U2 will eternally be impressive to me. Just lyrically, I love that song. It's some people have covered it and done it better, I think, but the lyrics of that song, you have to give them credit where it's due, that they wrote it. But I think that's a great song. But I mean, it's a kind of like having a set list of songs that I will turn off. That's probably, you know, getting deeper into this is probably a shorter list than, like you put it. Maybe there's time in between and it's not so bad. There's a handful of songs that I can't stand to hear anymore.
And I think you know, if you take it like, you know, maybe I put it too harsh. Like, it's not the you know, the picture on the wall of "you don't serve this guy" kind of attitude. I mean, it is for some songs, obviously. Time in Your Life is, you know, it's on your wall, but I don't think there's probably a list either of mine. I think that, you know, given the right circumstances, I might leave a song on. Like, for me, I can't, nothing else matters comes on and I will immediately turn the radio off.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't, its song is A, not Metallica, B, played way too much, and C, not Metallica.
All of the above, yeah.
Yeah, all the above. D, all the above. That song is bad in so many different ways that I don't give it the time and mind space that it should ever deserve. But given the right time and place, it might stay on. I mean, you know,
see, I don't hate, not to interrupt you, I don't hate that one nearly as much as Enter Sandman. I will turn off Enter Sandman.
Enter Sandman's probably about equal for me. I could probably turn both those off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But the former, more for the reason that it's not a Metallica song. That whole, I'm not even going to get into that at this point.
Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, that's a can of worms.
But I mean, there's some on my list that I think you would find surprising. Like, Barracuda goes off as soon as it comes on for me.
What?
Oh yeah, as soon as the guitar starts, it's like, nope. And I'm not, it has nothing to do with heart. Has nothing.
It's too bad this isn't visual, because you'd see my mouth hanging open right now.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the best galloping guitar riffs through a song like ever written. Period. End of sentence for me.
It does no.
Wow.
No, I just can't. As soon as it comes on, it goes off for me.
Wow.
I don't know. It's okay. I don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers anyways, and I know Mike Simmons is going to like curse me at this point. You can curse me all you want, Mike. Just send me a message when you hear this. But the one song I can listen to by them, I can't listen to the end of it because it's Under the Bridge, and I think I don't like the end of Under the Bridge for the same reason I don't like the pre-chorus in Barracuda. It's just, it feels too psychedelic for me, I guess. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, nothing against Heart. Heart's amazing. You know, that duo there is probably the best girl duo rock and roll history has ever had, but
Motion seconded.
Yeah, I just can't do that song anymore.
Wow, that's baffling to me. I am. That should have been your. What do you call it?
My parting shot.
Yeah, because holy shnikes, that's
no. You'll like my parting shot. Trust me.
That's something. That's different. There's a. I mean, I was trying to think. I mean, more. There's a lot more. Lighter rock, I guess, or more pop songs that I would consider, that I normally, turn the radio off. I mean, there's a lot of cliched songs. There's a lot of, it does boil down. I mean, a lot of it, like I've complained in the past, a lot of it boils down to radio, over radio emphasis.
What does anything else stick out that makes it that way? I mean, I gave you an example when we first started talking of a song that literally just makes my stomach turn
right
when I hear it. Are there songs like that for you? Are there songs like that have an attachment to something that happened that you don't want to have in your life anymore?
Oh no. See, well, I'll preface it with Photograph by Nickelback, but I'll end that with no. I like songs that like even like trigger bad memories. I almost like those more.
Really?
I said music is like a living, breathing thing with me. It affects my life, and if it puts me in a spot where I didn't it reminds me of where I don't want to be again. Type of I
could see that.
I don't shy away from that at all, and in fact I'll almost embrace it sometimes. I'll listen to songs that really sting sometimes.
Interesting.
Because of that.
Yeah, I couldn't. That song that I mentioned earlier, I couldn't even leave on to relive it. To put myself, so that was a different life for me. I was, everybody works their way up through jobs in their lives,
sure.
And I've gotten to a point where I'm really happy with the job I where I am, and I'm making decent money. I'm getting by really well, and I enjoy that. But I don't even want that song as a reminder of where I am. Like, I don't even want to look back and go, oh, I had it pretty rough at one point in time. I'm gonna listen to this song and remind me. No. Literally, it makes my stomach turn every time I hear it. I mean, it makes a knot in my stomach when I hear it.
I'm all about that.
But you're the opposite, and that's fine. I totally get that. I do. There's some songs that kind of infringe on that feeling for me that I will listen to. Like when it comes on, I'll kind of reminisce, but I don't think I've ever had anything affect me musically as that one did. I mean, so let's hit some of the big ones. Some of the big ones that everyone loves. Hotel California.
Yeah.
On or off?
Off. Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
I was saving that one, but on
or off?
100%. I hate that song.
I know we've kind of talked about it before, but
yeah, no. I mean, I don't want to bash it too much because Queen's Queen has done some amazing things musically.
Yeah.
I even when it was in Wayne's World, everybody thinks it's great where they're doing the head. Hate it. I despise that song. That's one of my. That one, I mean, that's in my top 5. You didn't get that one, but I was saving it. But
Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
On or off?
Off.
Really? I mean, for me, it's a time frame. Honestly, that's a song that I want to listen to the whole song. So if I've only got like 2 minutes left in the car and it comes on, I'll turn it off.
See, for me, I don't have the time to get to where it gets good.
You don't have that much patience. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I can't suffer through that 5 minutes of beginning for the 2.5 minutes of a great song. But
okay, More Than a Feeling. No, just kidding.
On.
I got it. Carry On My Wayward Son.
I don't turn it off.
Okay, so On. We're good with On.
Yeah. I don't know if you want me to elaborate or not. So
no, go ahead. I'm curious now. I didn't want to, but now that you brought it up, yes.
No, Carry On Wayward Son is this, I don't know. Kansas intrigues me, has always intrigued me. It's like they're like this weird little sort of niche band from the 70s. And I mean, I know they've made, music for a long time, but I always kind of dug that song. Anthrax covered it not too many years ago. But I always dug it. But that's one of those in moderation. I mean, like if it's been a few months or even a year or so, whatever, leave it on and crank it up. If it plays 2 or 3 times in a week, I'll turn it off.
Blue Collar Man by Styx.
I'm not a huge fan of the band Styx.
I'm not either, but honestly, I'll leave that one on.
I do like when the guitar player sings better than the piano player.
Shaw.
Oh my, yeah, when Shaw sings better. I'm drawing a blank. I can't can see his face when they kicked out of the band or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't place it either, but
yeah, I mean Tommy Shaw when he went on, with was it what was the band with Ted Nugent?
Damn Yankees.
Damn Yankees. I liked his singing. I liked what he did, and I liked Styx when he was singing. That song I don't care for. It's one of those. I'll leave it on, but if I'm close enough, I'll switch the channel. But
Everybody's Working for the Weekend, Loverboy. Nah, I'm just kidding. That's like never played.
Yeah, that's kind of it is, and that's kind of a weekend thing. That's kind of a
Baba O'Reilly.
I think the TV show ruined it.
Really?
What was that TV show that used the?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Criminal Minds, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I apologize. I'm not 100% sure what the TV show was, but it's kind of. I think of that show now when it's like when that comes on, it's like meh. But again, love the Who. It's just that song is meh. I mean, I'll leave it on if it's on, but not in love with it.
Okay, that's kind of the big ones I wanted to hit to see if you kind of on or off switch there. How about rare songs that like you never hear? Come on, I mean, obviously I'm open to leaving anything that I don't hear over like a 2 or 3 year period on.
Oh yeah,
like
100%.
I don't care how bad it is. Most of the time, if I haven't heard it in 3 to 5 years, I'll probably leave it on. I don't have too many qualms with that. One of you guys sent me something the other day. You or Pete sent something the other day where it come on radio. I hadn't been on forever. And I'm like, man, I'd like to listen to that song again. I haven't heard that song before or in quite a while. So I think for me, it's kind of like I'm going to screw up the quote from Fight Club, but over a long enough timeline, the fatality level goes to 0 or is a long enough timeline. I think for me, any song Like, I said Barracuda earlier. Yeah, I haven't heard,
Yeah.
I haven't left it on in probably about 3 years. If it came on, in the next couple months, I might actually leave it on because I'm past the point of where I don't think I have a song like Time of Your Life other than the one I mentioned earlier. I don't have a song that no time is ever gonna erase what I've got for it. So and I'm not saying that your way is wrong or my way is wrong. It's just I just don't.
No, yeah, I mean it's the same way. Like if if Sweet Home Alabama comes on, or I mean it's in like Forrest Gump or whatever. I mean it's one of those songs that it's I don't know if it's probably an anthem. I don't know if Pete brought that up or what. It probably is. I just A, don't like the song, and B, if it's on, whatever. But kind of like you, was it Good Riddance, Time of Your Life? Is that the full? Is that
I
the
think
full
so.
name for? If that song was, I mean, literally erased from history, I wouldn't even lose a minute's sleep over it.
Well, but it brought so much love to people.
Yeah, I literally, not to this guy because I got no love for it, none, zero.
Did we miss anything on your list?
Again, it's kind of difficult to say my list when I didn't really have.
I mean, we didn't. I mean, we didn't jump too much into this. It was more just kind of, we hadn't put an episode out in a while and both of us had things going on. And it was on my mind after my wife said it to me the other day. And I wanted to know, A, what you felt about it, B, what songs you had on your list. Like you said, we don't have a list on the wall. I don't have anything pinned on the wall that says, this song comes on and turn it off. It's a feel thing. So.
Absolutely. And to me, there's so many, what was I? Oh, I was going to ask you, I know you're not well, you could pick one. I don't know what would be your least favorite, but I know you're not a Foo Fighters fan.
Agreed. And I'm going to get more hate mail from Mike Simmons, but okay, that's good.
I mean, like Everlong or My Hero, any of those?
My Hero, My Hero is a song I actually like. I do actually like that song. I like the words. I like the rhythm. I honestly, and obviously there's going to be some tie-in, but that really almost feels like a Nirvana song. It really has a lot of the same chemical makeup that a Nirvana song has. I like that song.
Well, I guess I know you're not a super huge fan. I didn't know if there's anything that.
No, I will mostly turn those down. I really will. I'll turn those off. My Hero comes on, I'll probably listen to it. There's the done to the next one. What's that song?
Next. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's another one I can listen to when it comes on. And that's one of those ones that if it starts out, I'll kind of hesitate and go back and forth between turning it off. But if it's in the middle of the song, I'll listen to it because I kind of like that song a little bit too. But yeah, there's very few Foo Fighters I'll leave on. I think you did that just so Michael could yell at me at this point because.
Well, no, I mean, I was just thinking of, you kind of, you got kind of a working knowledge of what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if there was one that you immediately turn off or hate or despise, but you've got a lot more, let's see, I
don't leave Pink Floyd much on anymore. Money, Comfortably Numb. I tend to turn them off, regularly.
Another Brick in the Wall. I'm over.
That one will go off. The only reason I'll leave that on right now is if my son's in the car and he likes that song, so I'll leave it on. But other than that, I just Run Like Hell. I can't. Those go off right now. If I sit down and intentionally listen to The Wall backward, from start to finish. Yeah, it's on there. I'll listen to them. But when they come on the radio, I don't want to escape that far. I don't want to go that far from reality, I guess.
Did you listen to that cover of Money by Clutch that I sent you?
I did, and you know,
It's pretty close.
it's again, it's one of those ones kind of like with Weezer that did the Toto
Oh,
song
Africa,
recently.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
I'll turn that off 100% of the time. Sorry.
both versions will get turned off.
Yes. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I'm over both. Yeah.
Toto's even got
Especially
better
the
songs that they could play on the radio, and they
yes.
don't.
Yeah.
No, but the same thing. I think when we look at songs, side note, real quick side note, we're talking with a podcast called You're Not Listening with a couple. It's a guy and his dad who talks about music, and they pick a song each, and then they really go into detail on what the song means and why you should be listening to it and stuff. And we want to meet up with the son and talk about songs that shouldn't ever be covered. And I don't know if you cover a song that's bad, am I going to listen to the cover when it comes on the radio? Like, I like the Sound of Silence, both versions. So
Yeah.
when one of the other comes on the radio, I'm not going to turn it off. I'm not a huge fan of Sweet Child of
Africa?
Mine.
Oh, Sweet Child.
But it'll come on occasionally, and I'll listen to it. If I think it's Tori Amos that did the cover, that's just god awful, or somebody did a cover of it that's horrible. It's a female singer. If that ever comes on, it's going off immediately. But I
Yeah.
can't think of the reverse. I can't think of a really bad song that's been covered recently that I would leave on.
Well, that's kind of the thing. Most cover songs that they play on the radio are covers of songs that were relatively popular.
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
I mean, because if you cover a song that's obscure, nobody's ever heard of, most people think it's yours.
But everybody likes Time of Your Life.
I.e. the Black Crowes.
But everybody likes Time of Your Life.
No, they don't.
Really?
Not everyone.
Okay, let's say 50% of the people like it. Still, it was a popular song. You can't deny that.
No,
It was a
yeah,
hugely
no.
popular song.
Well, yeah, I'm not even that delusional. Yeah, no, it's obscenely popular. No, there's no way to avoid that.
So, I've got a double parting shot for you, and we're almost close to time to where I want to, I don't want to get too deep into things, but I'm going to give you these two songs. One of them came on the radio the other day. Now there's a new station up here called, it's 94.3. It's called The Gamut, and they play everything. Like I heard, what was it this morning? Enya came on, Flow, and
That's
right
too
after
bad.
huh?
That's too bad.
Yeah, and right after it was Harvey Danger.
Oh, Flagpole Sitta.
Yeah. So right back to back.
Yeah. Huh.
So and another song came on, and I'm like, okay, there's two songs out there that aren't rock, but were in that like early 2000s pop rock anthem party rock songs that were really popular. That one of them I really liked, and one of them I'm addicted to. Like, I don't like the song, but I'm addicted to it. I can't turn it off when it comes on. I'll give you the former first. This is the song that came on the radio today. EMF, Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Off or on?
On. I'm a sucker for that. Because that was like when I graduated high school, or almost graduated high school, and it was like.
The second parting shot's probably, I'm going to take a wild stab at it that it's going to be on, and only probably for the same exact reason. Can you think of what song it would be? Or you just shooting blind here?
Oh, no, if it's retro, I was going to say Chumbawamba for you.
That's exactly what it was.
Is it?
Yes.
That wasn't nearly that old, though. That's late 90s, wasn't
it? Doesn't matter. I mean, really.
No, but I kind of figured that one was one I will turn off, one I'll turn on.
So EMF is one of those ones that's got to have time frame between it. I can't listen. I couldn't listen to that song in the same month or 2 months.
Oh
period.
yeah, no, like every so often, like Q105, our 80s and more station here in Tampa, they'll play. They have like a Saturday night dance party.
Oh boy.
And if I'm out and about
man.
or something, yeah. And if I'm out and about, that's 80s and 90s, dance music like that EMF song, and they'll pepper that in once in a while. And I mean, it's hard to turn it off. I mean, if you're cruising around or if you're going out to, dinner and drinks or whatever, it's like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I would guess that they frequently play Who Let the Dogs Out.
No, nothing like
what?
that. No,
What?
it's more like Salt and Pepper type of, like 90, late 80s, early 90s, Janet Jackson, that type of dance party or whatever, Saturday night dance party stuff. But
so I'm addicted to Chumbawamba. I literally can't turn that. I hate that song, but I can't turn that song off. I can't turn it off. I just, it's like, it starts. I'm like, okay, no, I'm into this. Let's move.
No, I think during the Columbia House 20 CDs for a penny deal, I'm pretty sure I owned that tub thumping CD.
I'm pretty sure I did too.
And I'm pretty sure it was the base of some sort of bonfire at one point.
I may still have mine, actually.
I'm sure I don't, but a lot of songs come on the radio, and it's like, what? It's difficult for me because different places that you're in, even just different cities I'll go to, they'll play the same bands, but they'll play different songs. So maybe it's just location. Maybe it's, like the demographic of where I'm at that, there's enough, country fried city folk that want to hear Sweet Home Alabama still in rotation at least once every couple hours. And it's not like they just play it on one station. I've caught it like on multiple stations at the same time, different parts of the song. So it's difficult for me because, but I can go from Tampa to Orlando and they're, JJZ 1011 over Orlando plays, they'll play Give Me Back My Bullets from Leonard Skinner.
Nickelback or Three Doors Down. You'll hear a lot of that though over in Orlando.
Yeah. 1011 has changed. Well, yeah, but they've changed. They're really a lot heavier now.
Oh, okay.
Which is good. I mean, they play a lot more newer stuff. The Pop Evils, the what's the so the heavier Shine Downs,
Sons of
what's
something?
that?
Sons.
Lydia.
Now I'm gonna blank on it.
Yeah.
Lydia is by, yes, I get it because I need to know that one now.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean they definitely amped it up quite a bit. But there's for me it's
highly suspect. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, that I would say newer metal bands that are pushing that kind of just good heavy rock and roll again. Who's the two guys there that you always mention too? Jeez,
Royal Blood.
Yeah, there you go. That type of newer, I'd hate to say more classic styled heavy metal.
Well, it's
heavy rock, hard rock, and metal.
Yeah, you could sync that back to what's the Led Zeppelin kids?
Oh yeah,
man, why are we blank,
dude? It must be this time change or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We're at the end of the podcast. We're kind of throwing stuff,
drawing a blank, but yeah,
I give
Greta
up.
Van Fleet.
Gotta give up.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I think that we could go back on that rant on rock, coming around or being dead or whatever, but. I do think that the radio, honestly, for me, I see it in both you and I feel it as well. That if I was in your area, I would probably be a lot more sick of songs than I am. It's a lot more diverse up here. The radio stations are a lot more open about playing different stuff and different songs, and that's kind of the reason I don't send you guys too much stuff when you and Pete and I talk, is because I'm hearing songs that aren't on regular rotation. I'm hearing the different Leonard Skinner songs. I'm hearing the different AC/DC songs, and I'm hearing the different Led Zeppelin songs, and I'm hearing the different Def Leppard songs. I'm hearing the different songs up here than you guys hear, and it seems like Pete hears a lot of them on the radio too. But
so you're not hearing the different Twisted Sister songs?
It's got the best solo from what I hear. I don't know for sure how that works, but from what I heard, it's the best solo out there.
I'm not going to argue with it. Maybe it's at least in the top 10.
Real quick, you mentioned record the Edmund Fitzgerald, and I'm kind of starting to do this as I've been listening to podcast. I mentioned You're Not Listening as a podcast earlier, and I love those two guys talking about music. Record the Edmund Fitzgerald. This is from me to you. There's a podcast called The History Cache, CACHE, Cache. Yeah. She just did an entire episode on the entire history of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It was amazing. It will change how you feel. I don't know. The songs are already pretty deeply ingrained in our history and, your mind and my mind, but it will change how you feel about that song, man. I'll tell you, I would go listen to it and just check it out because that song's been a part of our lives for a long time anyways. But
I'd
to hear
somebody over that song, I don't know.
Yeah, I agreed 100%.
And Gordon Lightfoot's got better songs than that.
But that is a song that will never get turned off. That song will never be turned off on the radio.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever heard it on the radio.
I have, but again, it's a little more diverse up here. I actually only been a couple months ago. I heard it on that station that we listen to.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It's like I said, they're very diverse in what they play, and they play some really good stuff and some really odd stuff. And I get introduced to kind of new music through that too. But yeah, go check that podcast out. I mean, it's for everybody's listening to. Go check both of those out. Those guys are making some good podcasts. But I would say that I would like to get the one guy from You're Not Listening podcast on and make a list of our no-go cover songs. And I'm sure you probably got like 3 of them off the top of your head right now too.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm looking forward in the future. But, just hit us up. Give us your ideas. We got a Patreon now. It's you can go out and, support us, help, throw a couple bucks at us every month so we can just pay for this platform and everything. We don't do it for money. What do we do it for? I don't know what we do it for.
I guess for the love of it.
For the conversation, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that too.
Patreon.com/musicmusing and hit us up at, what's that email address?
MusicMusingFeedback@gmail.com.
Cool. Thanks for the conversation, brother. And I'll catch you in a couple weeks.
Always a pleasure.
Yep. Take it easy, man.
All right. See you.
We want to talk to you about music, so reach out to us at musicmusingfeedback@gmail.com.
You can also find us on most social media sites by searching Music Musing or George or Craig Seibert, SYBERT.
And you can also find us on Twitter as MusicMusing_ as well.
Thank you for listening to this Music Musing podcast.